Well, welcome back to Outdoorsey Adventures. We're back today in Lincoln National Forest again. I was here a few weeks ago, did a quick overnight truck bed tent camp. But we really wanted to come back here and try to do a backpack hammock camp trip. So, as you can tell, that's what we've done today. We've got the Teton 70-liter pack. I got it loaded down with all my gear, my hammock. The weather's great right now. There is a chance for thunderstorms later in the day, but right now it's beautiful. It's probably in the mid 70s. First thing I want to do, we came out here last time. We stopped off of Pumphouse Road, so that's the area we came back today. We drove down Pumphouse Road to a remote area, parked the vehicle, and now I'm just following this Forest Service road. And it's not even a real road. It says it's an illegal road trail. It's not for motorized use. So I think we can hike up in there, find us a nice campsite, set up camp, see how it goes tonight.
That burns inside. Stay outdoorsey, play your part. Carry on with the campfire heart. Push your limits, embrace the skies. Adventure lives where the wild wind flies. Stay outdoorsy, forever free. Living wild with you and me.
So I'm hiking down this trail. There's a sign coming up. I think this is what they call an illegal trail. It's not someone built it probably for hunting or who knows what, but Forest Service doesn't recognize it, so they put signs up. You're not supposed to drive on them. And that's why I think it might be a good little trail to go down. I don't think we'll have any visitors tonight. Illegal trail. Anyone developing, maintaining, or using an illegal trail for motorized travel. Mandatory court appearance. Tell you what, the elevation is right around 8,700 feet. So, well, you get out of breath fast up here. I'm not going to hike real far, but maybe a mile, half mile, roughly, maybe 2. Who knows? Just looking for a good spot. I can see how people get lost in the woods. You can get disoriented real quick. And I do have a compass with me. I took a reading before I left. This is a pine pitch coming out of this pine tree, pine tar. Useful for making homemade glue and other items. A good fire starter. Always like finding stuff like that. Well, I've been hiking probably over an hour and a half, I'd say. I don't know. Distance is hard for me to judge in the woods. A lot of up and down stuff. Been heading generally north from where I think my vehicle's parked. So just keep that heading, and then that way when I'm ready to return and just reverse it, head do the just head south. Eventually, if nothing else, I'll hit Pumphouse Road, which my vehicle's not far off of Pumphouse Road, so I can find it. All right, well, it's kind of chilly out here. Even carrying a pack, it's kind of chilly. Not sure what the temperature is, but I thought when I started it was about 70, so now it almost feels like it's gotten colder. I may have to put my Baja back on. But we're gonna eat a little lunch. Well, I had to put the Baja on. It's a little chilly out here. There's just enough wind blowing that makes it cool. You know, you don't want to overheat because you start sweating, then you start getting that'll really cool you off. So for a meal today, for my lunch, I've got something a little unusual. It's called ready-to-eat sandwich. It's made by Bridgford, and this is French toast. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. It's like a MRE package. Yeah, Bridgford filled French toast. Give this a try. Man, those are good. Bread's kind of really dense, but it's moist and not, I mean, it's very good. Sweet from the French toast, the cinnamon. That is very good. I will definitely get those again. There's 2 of them in that package. So I'll have another one later on. This is not a bad area right here. May have to make this home. Well, got some exciting news. You know, having a small upstart YouTube channel like mine, not monetized, not even close, probably never will be. It's expensive to put these videos out I try to get one out every 2 weeks, and I tell you, it's expensive. You got travel costs, fuel costs, you know, taking off work. I mean, it's just, it adds up. So to help offset my cost, I got a part-time job. I'll start next week at Bass Pro Shop. Yeah, I know. I'll probably end up owing them money at the end of the week, but we'll see how it goes. It's got to be fun. And that's the way I look at it. If it's not fun, I sure don't need to be doing it, but we'll try it, see if it works. May have to go to once a month on the videos. Well, I tell you, Lincoln National Forest is just a beautiful place. Why anyone would come here and leave trash in a fire pit or throw cans out of a pickup or whatever else you're doing, I don't understand it. You know, it's just a beautiful, peaceful place that it's here for us all to enjoy. And if we don't treasure it and take care of it, then places like this won't exist. Well, I think I'm gonna scout around here without my pack on, look for a good place to put the hammock. I like this little area. I think we might have found our spot. That tree to that tree. It might be the spot. Yeah, I'm liking this spot right here. This tree right here. And all the way to this guy. The distance looks just about perfect. And I got a nice little tree over here I can hang my pack on. I think we found home for the night, guys. Let's get the hammock set up. You always want to use hammock straps on these. It protects the tree. Use rope. Rope can eat into them and tear them up. That's the Sunyear hammock. It's a two-person hammock with a bug net. And it's I like it. It's a good hammock. You always want to use an underquilt with a hammock. It insulates your body from the air flowing below you. So this is a One Tigres underquilt. And then finally, for good measure, I'm going to throw up my Onewind hammock tarp, because out here in the mountains, you know, the weather could change in the blink of an eye and start raining. So this is a real handy little tarp to put up. The tarp's in what's called a snake skin. And it just keeps it all folded up. And if you need it, you just pull it out and set it up. We're going to leave it just like that for now. I think I'll build me a little area right here for a campfire. Just a real small one. Welcome to home for the night. Got our little backpack chair. Got the hammock set up. Got the Onewind tarp ready to go. Just, you know, we'll deploy that if the weather turns. Otherwise, we're just going to sleep out under the stars. You know, we got the bug net, so not have to worry about bugs getting on us or anything. And honestly, up here in the Lincoln National Forest, there's not hardly any bugs. I mean, it's almost paradise. I'll tell you what. It's warming up. Well, it's not much of a fire pit, but I believe it'll work just fine because we're not going to build a big fire. This is a fun adventure. Just, you know, walking around, finding a spot, setting up a camp. Got the tent or the hammock set up. Got a little fire pit built. When I mean little, it's perfect. I will be practicing leave no trace. So before I leave, I'll dismantle this little fire pit. So we don't need to advertise we were here. I got to admit, I'm a little worried. Battery on my truck was acting up this morning. And if I get back to my truck in the morning and the battery's not going to start, we're in trouble. Because it's middle of the week. I don't imagine anybody's going to be coming down that road for a long time. Good news is I got lots of food. We could camp for a week. Have a look at this, guys. This old stump. It's just full of resin. Fatwood. This will make great fire starter. See if we can't harvest some of this. It's hard. Pretty rotten though. But it has some. It'll be, we might be able to get some fire starter out of it. See that amber color? That's full of resin. Oh, right here. I don't know if I can break that off though. It's hard. Oh, maybe I can. Look at this. Look at that. You see that? All that amber color? That is pure resin. Oh yeah. That is some great fire starter right there. What a score. Yeah, when you see that amber color, that's what you're looking for. Lower down on the tree you can go a lot because that resin all just sinks down. Draws down. Yeah, this is just full of resin. Gathered up some more of that punky fire resin from that rotten log. Now I'm just going to try to gather some small pieces of wood. Like I said, we're not going to have a big fire. This is a small one. You can always tell a pretty dry piece or dead piece of wood by the way it snaps. If it snaps pretty clean, it's a good chance it's dry. If it bends a lot and is real pliable, it's probably still green or wet. Like most of this laying on the ground is wet. Well, I gathered up a little bit of firewood. I went ahead and grabbed some more of that punky wood from that resin log over there, that Fatwood log. It's got some resin in it. It should burn. I was picking up small little pieces. Everything's wet still here. It's been raining. This is the monsoon season. So, you know, mostly got to find limbs up off on the trees that are dead. That's off the ground to get you some wood, dry wood. I'm excited about that resin wood though. We might be able to get a fire going with that. Right now I'm just kind of walking around looking at these trees. Looking for this right here. This is pine tar. Oh, look, there's a good seep right there. That stuff. That's liquid gold. Fire starter. See if we can't find something a little more substantial than that though. Collect us up some of that. Oh, look at the size of that mushroom. Lord, that's one of the biggest mushrooms I think I've ever seen in my life. Look at that thing. Growing on that dead tree. See what a pine tree does when it's damaged. It secretes that pine tar and it seals up the wood so bugs and whatnot can't get in it. See all that pine tar coming out of that tree? See these little pine nodules, sap. They're it's just all pure sap, resin. What the old timers used to do with it, they would melt it down and put it in with some charcoal and some animal fat and make glue out of it. I think we're going to try to make fire with it. A lot of elk sign around here. Elk droppings all over, and cow. So it's a very active area. Another reason I want to have a little small fire going tonight. Don't want an elk walking through our hammock, or a cow. Cow probably do more damage. It's very peaceful. I moved my pack over here. Just a little closer. Just had a little short piece of paracord. Ran it around the tree with a loop on the end and put a toggle in it. It's hanging great. Well, I gathered up some old man's beard. That's what all this is. Made it into a little bird's nest. Had a little piece of paper. I wadded it up in there also. Got a few nodules of that pine tar, pine sap mixed in with it. So if we do get to have a fire, we're ready. Oh, look at this. I also found this little stump somebody had cut. I guess they'd cut firewood and didn't pick that piece up or something, but I thought that'd be a perfect little table for me to cook my meal on. So we're ready if we can have a fire. Well, the sun's starting to go down. I think it's going to be chilly tonight. There's just enough wind blowing that's going to make it chilly. And we'll go ahead and get dinner started. Well, we still have some light. I don't know if you remember the last time we were up here, how dark it gets. Boy. So, you know, I have a couple little flashlight things, but it's going to get real dark real fast here pretty soon. So let's go ahead and get dinner started. Oh. Smells good. You know, one thing I've always noticed about these backpack meals, you know, they say let sit for 10 minutes. Trust me. If you like your meal crunchy, let it sit for 10 minutes. Even probably at 30 minutes, it'll still be a little crunchy. That's it. I've had these, this one before, and it's really good. So. Let's go ahead and get this fire started. See if we can. The wind's laid down enough, I think. I brought 4 pieces of Fatwood. This is the old man's beard that we found and mixed in some of the pine sap. See, old man's beard is just a moss that grows in the trees. Blows in the wind like that, that's why they call it old man's beard. Oh, this is the sap we collected. Let's put it all right there in the middle of our bird nest. Maybe it'll burn. Here's some of that Fatwood that we broke off of the stump over there. What a cool find that was. All right, let's just see if it'll light with just like this. That's just the old man's beard burning. All right, it's not liking that, so we'll get one of our little fire starters. All right, let's try one of these homemade fire starters. Always keep a couple of them in the pack. Those guys burn really well. There you go. Real curious to see how that sap burns. I can see something already burning in there. Well, it's going. I can tell that sap is burning. It's just chilly enough. I'm guessing probably in the mid to low 60s right now. I think the lows tonight are going to be in the 40s. let's give it a try. It smells pretty good. It's ready too. The consistency is perfect. Amount of water. Peak Refuel Beef Stroganoff. You know, I mentioned earlier about my truck and the battery. Really worried about that. Hopefully when I get back to it in the morning, it'll start. Because I have not heard a soul out here. I'm sure, and it's a long walk. Probably at least 10 miles. So and there's no cell phone up here. Something you need to know about. Pumphouse Road and Lincoln National Forest is cell services. Not here. I do have the SOS on the phone. That works. I can send a text. Well, kind of odd though that I just had I'm out in the middle of nowhere. And I just had a guy walk up, full camo, elk hunting. Boy, it's been a long day. I'm beat. I'm really tired. Sun's going down and I'm gonna sit here around the fire for a little while, let that die down. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna have a big fire. It's kind of small already and already kind of dying down. So let it die down and then, boy, I'm gonna turn in, try to get this packed up early in the morning, hit the road. Well, just like I thought, it's pitch black out here. This might be picking up a little more light than you can think, but it's dark. So I'm not gonna do any more filming tonight. About to crawl into the hammock. Got a book I'm reading, so I'll read and I'll bring it back in the morning unless something happens. In the morning, the coffee always tastes better in the forest. Cool mountain air, quiet, just hear the birds, elk, or the elk. They bugled all night long. Cows came and visited again last night. They came rumbling through there. Kind of worried me there for a minute in that hammock. So, but it was a good night, good sleep, stayed warm. Didn't really get that cold. Got down, I think, around mid 50s. So it wasn't bad at all. But hey, I've already packed up the hammock. I've already packed up the pack, and we're getting out of here. We got a long drive today. We got a lot to do. Well, that's a wrap from Lincoln National Forest. We did a backpacking hammock trip. We got to cook a backpack meal, tried some good new stuff, and it was all really good. You know, we embraced nature. We definitely pushed our limits. But most of all, we stayed outdoorsy. Thanks for coming along. Well, one final note. As you can hear, the truck started. Whoo-wee! I was so worried about that all night long. But we're good. See y'all next time.